Hey everyone, welcome to Watt's Wheelhouse. I'm Chris. Today we're going to do something a little bit different. We're going to speed through an anaerobic workout that I did, and then we're going to follow that up with another one of the Sunday sprint races that I like to do every week. I'm going to see if I can put any of the anaerobic training into practice there and not just rely on my sprint. Fingers crossed. And afterwards, we'll open up Zwift Power and I'll show you how I select the races that suit my power profile the best. All right, let's get into it. All right, here we go. Starting this anaerobic workout. Getting yourself set up with strong anaerobic fitness is really important for lasting efforts. If you want to really extend that sprint, maybe be able to launch your sprint a little bit earlier and hang on before anyone can catch you, anaerobic work is where it's at. And the goal of a workout like this is to have a lot of time in your anaerobic zone without completely gassing you after the first effort. So after the warm-up, these 6 efforts are probably just about a minute long, maybe 130% of your threshold, depending on how you measured it. And that'll be 6 minutes in the anaerobic zone, which I certainly wouldn't want to do a straight 6 minutes. Breaking it up is really important. When I do these workouts, I run Trainer Road and Zwift simultaneously, and I have only Trainer Road controlling my trainer. For anaerobic stuff like this, you notice the huge rest in between each interval. In order to get good anaerobic adaptations, you've got to hit each interval recovered. Anaerobic fitness is really important, especially for those longer efforts. If you want to launch a sprint a little bit early, or if you have to extend an effort out, having some anaerobic capacity in your back pocket can really benefit you. Especially on Zwift, where no one can see if you're putting in a really hard effort. So you can be deep into the anaerobic zone and nobody knows if you're ready to give up or not. I have my weekly sprint race coming up tomorrow, and I'll try and do a longer effort, maybe launch my sprint a bit earlier. Here we go. I'll get into the drops, just because that's what I'm comfortable with. Let's try and keep your spin up. Ooh. And those efforts are by no means easy, but they're short enough so they shouldn't wear you out. But if you find that you're getting through 3 or 4 of these intervals and you are really not feeling it, you might be more fatigued than you think, and maybe you need another rest day. Don't neglect rest. All right, let's choose a gear. Drop your cadence if you have to. I'll go 1 up. With 3 or 4 to go, start to bring your cadence up. And then, that was a bit much, but try and settle into a cadence that makes this wattage comfortable. Ease way up. We're going to speed through the final workout section. I really just wanted to show a general layout of what a good anaerobic workout looks like. And then once we get through that, we'll get into the race. Okay, we're zooming through this, but I wanted to point out that at no point does my heart rate get much above 150. And that's because these efforts are kept nice and short. So the adaptations are built without loading my legs and my cardio system with a ton of fatigue. So we're going to hop into the race now. And I'll just give some
some commentary about it as we go through. Starting in a little bit. You can see me bitching on my Twitch stream about ads. So I switched my stream to have mid-roll ads instead of pre-roll ads, and apparently it dropped 90 seconds worth of ads right before the race started. So and I forgot that the race was starting, but I got on top. I got the power up with enough time to spare. So I was kind of surprised that the pace wasn't crazy right off the bat. Yeah, it seems like a lot of times you start an A race. This is the A field. You start an A race and they'll be at 8-9 watts per kilo right off the bat. But here it seemed like people were just around 5 or 6, but they held it for a lot longer than usual. So caught back up to the field here. And it's a mix. It's a mix of A, B, and C riders. You can see everyone in this race. So it's kind of nice. And as I say all the time, the double drafting in this race really helps. Oh, got a follower. Followers are good. Yeah, so this is the first time that we really hit any climb here, and it's the finishing climb too, so people will often really push up over the top. And sometimes it can be a little frustrating with all the different groups racing together because it's so short, the groups don't separate. Yeah, my heart rate's up a little bit higher than it should be this early on in the race. The pack really blobbing up here. It's important in these races not to get off the front. So I really try and ease up well before I get up there. And you can really rest. Man, the double drafting just really lets me rest for the majority of the race. You know, a little bit when you start to go uphill. And then if someone shoots off the front, usually there are enough people that ramp it up and reel them back in. Nice and short. This race isn't, I don't think I've ever done one of these races that lasted more than 6 minutes. Oh. So here I go. I just chose a big gear, getting ready for the final push to the line. Usually 800 or 900 meters to go, I'll select my sprinting gear, 5312, 5311, depending on how my legs feel. And then I just wait until I see red numbers, and then I go. Try and get on top of the gear, so ideally I'd be 110 RPM or more. Looks like today I just didn't quite have it. It must have been from that the anaerobic workout. But then as I crest the hill, I still don't quite get on top of it. Oh, but I was far up enough that I could ease off. So yeah, if you're a punchy rider, if you're a sprinter, a little bit heavier, the 3R LaGuardia Super Sprint race every Sunday. It is a wonderful race. It's great to just get out there and sprint with these folks. All right. So in order to find races that suit me, I'll open up Zwift Power and I'll go to the main page that lists all the races, and I'll filter for race, flat, and 30 kilometers. And that'll bring up the races that suit a heavier sprinter like myself. So any race that doesn't involve significant climbing will be on this list. Once I have those selected, I'll also click on rankings. And then on this page, you can see the title of the race and the time on the left. In the center column, center left, you can see colors with numbers in them. And that corresponds to how many people are signed up for each category. And then in the right column, you can see those same colors with numbers again. The numbers on the right represent the ranking of that race. The lower the number, the higher the ranking, and the more difficult the racing will be. But that higher ranking comes with a benefit, because if you place well in a race like that, it bumps up your Zwift ranking significantly. So if you're looking to bump up your Zwift ranking, try and find a high ranking race that suits your fitness profile. Well, that does it. Hey, thanks for hanging out for this long. If you've got any questions or suggestions, feel free to leave them in the comments. I'm still new to this whole video editing for YouTube thing, but I'll see what I can do. Feel free to share this with your friends or with your foes. Give a like and a subscribe. Check out my Twitch channel at twitch.tv/WattsWheelhouse. I stream my Sunday races and a lot of my midweek workouts. So we'll see you next time.